See, you see how we were programmed in the Greek Empire to disregard our nationality or our race as being the Israelites, not slavery. But after the Persian Media Empire, we were told to discard our race of being the Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. Anybody didn't was put to death. So by the time you get to the New Testament, where you see Matthew, that's why you see Jew unto the Greek. Those Greeks were Israelites. Greek to the Jew and to the Gentiles. Those Gentiles were who? Israelites that were scattered in all these different lands, following Greek customs, calling themselves Antiochians, like you call yourself Americans. After America Vespucci, look up America, you see the same thing. The same thing. Just a different time. So that's why it was so hard with the Mashiach Yahushua and the apostles and Paul. His job was to suffer for Baal Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Going out there dealing with the wretched and hard-headed Israelites, like we have to do. Brothers be like, if you ain't stepped on the street, then you can't be talking about brothers going on the street teaching. If you ain't been on the street, just behind the computer somewhere all the time, or on the phone conference somewhere, you ain't been out there, you don't know about that. You don't know what that's like. Or go out there and bring your doctrine and see what you get whenever you be confronted with the enemy and those that hate us. Because they coming, they going to most certainly show up because of the way you think. You just want to teach Israel, good, hey, Most High bless you. And that's what you plan on doing. Everybody plan on going out there teaching Israel, but here come the enemy, here come the adversary. Like they did with the Mashiach Yahushua, no different. What type of people? The Pharisees. What were they dealing with? Following the way of the Romans. Remember, they was afraid of losing their power with the Romans. When the Mashiach Yahushua raised Lazarus from the dead, they were afraid they're going to lose their power with the Romans. They're going to lose their 501c3. Oh no, that's right, they didn't have 501c3s then, right? They could, same thing. The same exact thing. Afraid they're going to lose their power with the enemy. Which it says concerning we as a people in Deuteronomy 28:68. The Most High shall send thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, slave men, and bondwomen. And no man shall buy you. Buy as old Quaker word means to save or redeem from a worse condition to a better condition. That's where we at. You have to take it over to the Most High. Just a messenger. And I think my message is clear from the word of the Most High. So I want to just look at, because you're looking at following the way of our enemies and the way they have programmed us as a people to think and so forth. You join with them. You join with them. Really, I mean, it's going to be a distinction. Mashiach Yahushua, when he comes, he's going to put the sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left. That's what he said. Matthew 25:31. You're going to put the sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left. You don't want to be falling on the side of the goats because that's like the mindset. You see, we just read about the mindset that we were put in, wicked Israelites, that persuaded other Israelites to follow the way of the Greek fashion, call themselves Antiochians, after the Edomite Antiochus, Epiphanes. You see? We didn't come from them. Like you call yourself African American. I mean, you didn't come from either one of them men. I mean, Africa, they say it's named after him, but, before that could have been, Africa. But at the same time, you didn't come from America Vespucci, did you? No, you came from your daddy, who was an Israelite. Whose daddy was an Israelite? Whose daddy was an Israelite? You see, you can go back 3 to 4 generations. That's who you are, point blank. So when you look at how the Most High set it up, especially through Christian type of mindset, I told you the original, look it up. The original meaning of Christian meant you stupid. Stupid. And when you come with this Christian type mindset dealing with trying to be an Israelite in this day and time and don't want to go with our culture, how we rolled as a people, then the Most High said, hey, you join with them. Straight up. That's why he's going to put you on the side, the left side of the goats. This is, let me give you this to chew on. Isaiah 13 and 14. And it shall come, and it shall be as a chase rope. He's dealing with Edom. Edom is Babylon. And it shall be as a chase rope, chase deer, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. Ain't nobody going to want to be bothered with them. And this time comes for the end time prophecies to be fulfilled. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee every one into his own land. So where you going, Israel? They're going to turn to their own people and flee into their own land. A lot of you can't even get out of there. You ain't got no passport. You ain't got the money to travel. And what land do you have anyway that you can flee to? You have no land. Remember, Israel come from the waters of Judah. It says, listen, everyone that is found shall be thrust through them. I mean, everyone that's found will be killed. And check this out. And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. See what it said? Everyone that's joined unto them, you don't have to be joined unto them in marriage. You can be joining them in the same mindset that they have, that they set up. You can't pick and choose what you want and say, I choose this, I don't choose that. No, I want this, I want that. That's the same way you do with the law, because that's why you taught you're not under the law of the Most High. But you want a mercy and grace and calling yourself a Gentile. And I mean, think about it. You've been grafted in. You ain't never asked who was grafted in, but you got all these questions and downplaying the real truth, the unadulterated truth of the Most High by some of myself, but you ain't challenged no preacher. You ain't challenged no minister. They told you to sit your butt down. That's too deep for you. It ain't time for you to know anything about that, and you accepted that. And went set your butt down somewhere. And they give you nothing. As you can go and learn all this information that to bring you back to the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua asked the children of Israel. That's why you're going to put the sheep on the right hand, going to put the goats on the left. And last I read the goats, go to Daniel 8:21. This is a mindset, people, too. You can't just say, oh, I'm not Edomanized when you are. You can't pick and choose. You gotta choose the whole thing. You're gonna eat the whole thing, eat the whole roll that they laid out for you. Daniel 8:21. And the rough goat is the king of Grecia, the Greeks. And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king, who was Alexander the Greek. They taught you that at school. That's why brothers ain't want to learn nothing, hardly, in Esau's curriculum, because it wasn't about us. You got to start with them, like civilization began with them when we just read about them. Pretty much evils will multiply in the earth, as the Most High said in this word. And for what we just read, you're gonna get righteousness out of that? This who you believe in, this who you gonna follow? That's why he said you're gonna fall by the sword. He's gonna kill you. For real. This is spiritually a message to those that need to hear it. A lot of our people, they still uphold where they came from. Whether it was Baptist, Catholic, Jehovah's Witness, holiness, apostolic, Seventh-day Adventist, whatever. Still holding on to whatever it is that you came from and trying to deal with the truth. There ain't nobody I met, ever. Ever. To bring forth the truth that left the truth and went back to Christianity or wherever they came from. Sad to say, people, this Bible is real. It's real as real could be. And that's why I pray for my people to be saved, man, from the enemies. Saved from the hand of all that hate them. You don't realize that. They saved, though. Saved from what? They ain't saved from the condition that the Most High put them in. Sad to say, it's sad. It's hurtful. But I know the word of the Most High is true. I know that. What he say he's gonna do, he's doing it. It ain't about it's gonna be done. He's doing it. People are gonna play with this. My second shot said, look, Matthew 25 and 33. When he come, he's gonna separate all the nations, one from another. Let's look at 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations when he come, the judge will make war, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. And it's a mindset, people. You can say whatever, but that day you want to jump into their world to benefit yourself from their world, you'll go. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. What are you going to say to those on the left side? Well, you can say, oh, well, I'm not no Edomite. I ain't got the mindset of, if you want to, in your wildest dreams, look at the things that the Most High have laid down, and you want to go against what he's laid down to deal with their way, you got to eat the whole thing. That's why I say, you join it to them on that. Whatever it is, you gotta look at that. That's why he said, those on the left hand, he's going to say, verse 46, and these, on the left hand, the goats, the mindset of the goats shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. So, it is what it is. And we subject to following the way the Most High said we're supposed to do and following our law, statute, commandments, regardless of what it is that you're going to gain or lose in your mind. Because that's why I said many are deceived by their own vain opinion and evil suspicion overthrown the judgment. We have means as Israelites to be able to do our own culture, follow our own culture. But if you don't know anything about it, then you just lost. You lost in the sauce right there. What you going to follow? The news? Esau news? Like Trump say, fake news? I mean, what's real and what's not? Do you know? You know what the laws of the Most High say, or you know what you know concerning your world that you in. In the world you in, I don't give a damn where you at, is Esau's world. Now tell me it ain't. I don't give a damn where you at, it's still his world. Whose world is it? You see, people look at it, you're a Christian, and they go to Romans the 13th chapter. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. There is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. You know, so who the power that be right now, he was ordained by the Most High. How? But understand, we ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Therefore, here we are, eating of the last bit of it through Esau. Proverbs 16:4. The Most High have made all things for himself, yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. See? So he made them for the day of the wicked for the day of evil. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is it? So the Most High made them for the day of evil. We just read in 1 Maccabees, 1st chapter, 9th verse, that when the Greeks came into power, evils were multiplied in the earth. I mean, you don't have to get no clearer than that. Or maybe it do, I don't know. I hope you see this, because this is not where I was planning on going over. I don't know where I'm at, but I know that I'm just following the Spirit as it's leading me for what it is that, and I'll look at it later. Romans, where we're at in Romans Go back there, because it says, let every soul, Romans 13:1, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. There is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. Just say he made the wicked for the day of evil. Whosoever therefore resists the power, resists the ordinance of the Most High. He ain't talking about following everything that they set up, because what they set up is something contrary to the laws of the Most High. And they that resist shall receive them to themselves damnation. You see? When you resist, when you're doing evil, you're gonna receive damnation. They're gonna recognize it because they the evil. Excuse me. For rulers are not a terror to good works. So what's that talking about? Rulers are now a terror to good works. So are good works a man with a man being married, woman with a woman being married? That's good works according to the Most High. Man trains it to a woman. Little children being taught that it's okay to be, if they're a boy to be a girl to be a boy. Okay, so it's okay going to the restaurant and they serve you pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, catfish, and all the things that's abominable to the Most High. He said, we will make our abode in you. The Most High, the Mashiach is in us, and you're going to put all those filthy, nasty creatures inside of you. You got to do that, because that's what he says. Red lobster, go there, you got to eat lobster, you got to do everything that he does. It's okay. That's the law of the land. Somebody help me. Am I saying something wrong? It's the law of the land. This is where you at. Everybody else doing it. They follow just what it is that they say you can do. That's why it's sad that the older people, they created Job 13:4. You are forgers of lies, you're all physicians of no value. The elderly people believed in massa. And it's doctors and witchcraft, physicians of no value, and taught the children to believe in them. Now they all jacked up. Got all these problems with health and so forth. Behind what? Forgers of lies. Lying to them. That's why you go to a doctor, you better sit down and talk to that sucker. Don't let him just come in and say, dude, be running out, check you out, be out of there, give you all these prescriptions and give you this diagnosis, that diagnosis. You better check his mind out, where you're coming from, and find out what you need to know about yourself. That's what the Most High said. Get closer to the Most High and ask him to heal you, since he the one that wounded you. He the one that wounded, he the one that healed. Why he wound us? Why don't he heal us? And why you gotta suffer every day? And you still going to the doctor. It's another catch. Drug dealers, talking about drugs that's on the street shooting. Pharmacies, the biggest drug dealers, wouldn't you say? Shoot, all the people on medication. They open 24/7. Get your drugs. You go get your drugs 24/7. You can't even buy a beer but until 2 o'clock. When you get them drugs, 24/7. All the side effects that comes from that. People take drugs, be worse than addicts. Just change your whole spirit. Especially people that ever drank, people never drank that much. And most certainly ever smoked. They take them drugs, they be jacked up. A whole nother person. It's bad. Verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works. They're not gonna deal with you. You follow the laws that come out of the Most High. There ain't no terror to good works. You're being righteous as much as you can, having faith in the Mashiach and fear in the Most High, scared of the Most High. You're gonna do what's right. You're gonna follow his rules and regulations. That's why I say, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. See? But to the evil. What's evil? Anything contrary to the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, how he said it's supposed to be done, it got to be done like this. You can do this, you can't do that. They say you can do it. When the Most High say you can't do it, so that's righteous works? No. to the evil. When you go against the Most High, he got them ready for you. But to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. You have praise of the same. So what are you telling you? Real, it's not it don't take a rocket science to figure this one out. It's real easy. Do that which is good, you shall have praise of the same. Most High, so you please the Most High, say you even make your enemies at peace with you. So what's good? Romans 7 and 12. Well, for the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good. So you keep the commandments of the Most High from what thus it is written, and you're going to have praise of the same. The Most High say, when you please the Most High, you make even your enemies be at peace with you. So that's what we're looking for. I hope. If not, then I don't know what to tell you. Except, gotta live the right way, be the right way, and it's not easy for some, and it's easier for some when you get used to living right and allowing your body to be a living sacrifice, and taking away the things that you desire so much that's hurting you. You gotta like you look at certain problems that you might have, and not to say cut back on it, you just stop doing it, period. You know, you gotta have discipline among yourself. Without a sacrifice, there's no reward. We gotta sacrifice to the Most High. You know, our body's got to be a living sacrifice. Like if my Shai body was a living sacrifice, our body's got to be a living sacrifice in doing the work of the Most High. And not be slothful, not be lazy in our everyday walk of trying to get closer to the Most High. I mean, some of you not really serious enough to really want to get closer to the Most High. Every day is your life, your way. What you gonna do for yourself? What have I done for me lately? And I say that, you know, respectively, because that's how this world is. It's about, you know, they had that song, what have you done for me lately? What have you done for the Most High lately? What have we done for the Most High lately? I say you, including myself. Look, Proverbs 12 and 8. A man shall be commended according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. You see? But a man supposed to be commended according to his wisdom. Don't say nothing about how much you got, how much money you got, how you dap down with this, that, and the third and all that. He said a man supposed to be commended according to his wisdom. It's a proper application of knowledge, because you can say you have wisdom, but you don't know how to apply the knowledge of the wisdom that you're supposed to have. You don't have no wisdom. That's why he said Proverbs 4 and 7. Proverbs 4 and 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. What's wisdom? Proper application of knowledge. So when you have that, therefore get wisdom, get the proper application of knowledge, how to apply this knowledge in your life. And with all things, with all that getting, get understanding. You got to get understanding of how to apply this knowledge to your life. You got to learn it, you got to live it, you got to apply it. That's the hard part of applying this in our life, because like I was dealing with initially, you know, you still coming back to that Christian type of mindset. Or whatever religion you come out of. Because you wasn't dealing with the truth. Because you say, hand me the Bible. Hand me the Bible. Say, show me what you're talking about. I want you to give me the understanding of how we among the Gentiles, among the heathen, among the nations. Just an example. So is that us? Is that some other nation? We heathens. We just read about heathens that are Israelites. Where? Wicked Israelites. That was from where? From the Greek Empire. All those hundreds of years until the Roman Empire. And here we are now in 2018. What you think? From that period of time, you got the same spirits coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back. Getting more wicked and more wicked. The devil know he got a short time gonna use them to have you fall or have you in the wrong mindset. Okay, if they do open up the Bible and call themselves Israelites or not, it don't mean nothing. It's the spirit that quickens. The right spirit, though. Because there's many spirits, like I say, the evil is made for those that resist the power. The Most High is the power. Who's the power? The Most High is the power. You see, look at Daniel's 4th chapter, 17th verse. Just what we just read in Romans 13, it's real. But they have no power over those that's doing what's right, following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, keeping the faith in the Mashiach Yahushua, and having the fear of the Most High in their spirit to do what He say do. I want to know, what does the Most High feel about this? How you feel about that? Some things you should already know because you should be going over the laws, reading those laws. It's pretty self-explanatory. Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. You hear that? The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and setteth and giveth it to whomsoever He will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. The basis of men. So you following the basis of men's rules and regulations that the Most High set up. He said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges. Then if you cover something up, then you ain't really dealing with righteousness. We the judges. He said, if not, where and who is He? Yeah. See, even in the Persian Media part, we just went through Purim. We knew who we were. But when them Greeks came into power, from that point on, even the ones came on the slave ship, all of them didn't know they was Israelites. Some of them were Greeks. Some of them were Antiochians. You see? They came here, they changed the name from Antiochians to what? Americans. And the same ones that you're looking at right now trying to convert, they Antiochians. Way back there in the Greek Empire. Because you don't see it nowhere else. Hardly, not as much as them. You see, they won't put us to death because we ain't call ourselves Egyptian or Babylonian or Persian Mede or any other nations. But them Greeks, we just read it. You can't gainsay on that. A lot of the reason why they probably such apocryphal. Oh, but we got the victory. And we got the victory that's coming. Just got to be in the right perspective of mind to be able to be ready and prepared for the glorious kingdom that the Most High has already prepared for us. Just waiting on us to get together, get it together, and love each other and come back to the true knowledge, which understanding of the Most High. Before it's too late. It's a high calling, the highest calling we could be called in. It's with this truth, and it's about following His laws. You can't look at, I'm going to follow Esau's law for this purpose, I'm going to follow Esau's law for that purpose, I'm going to deal with, the Most High said that, Esau said I could do this, so I could do this because the Most High said you got to be this way, but Esau said we could do that, and we got to follow the law of the land, because if you don't follow the law of the land, you're going to bring terror and all this stuff on you. It don't work like that with everything. Everything's not like that. It ain't set up like that. The Most High didn't make it like that. Regardless, we can work this out as an Israelite, point blank, without having to be on that left side with them goats. Sheep on the right hand, those are children of Israel. 1/3, mind you, and the goats on the left. Not necessarily just you being an Edomite, but it's talking about that mindset of the wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, Job 9:24, we just read it. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not, wherein who is it? Come on. So it's a mindset. You go to his curriculum, his school settings, you learn his curriculum, you learn how to navigate in his system all the way to corporate America. You learn their language, you learn their dialect, how to communicate, and how to be able to be accepted by who? By them. Unless you're an entrepreneur, you got your own thing going on. One way or another, you're going to know how to communicate and manipulate among their kingdom. Now, people the worst people to have in charge. Treat you the worse than anybody. Y'all know I ain't lying. Get them some power, boy. They got a good overseer over the Israelites. Revelation 20 and 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. What you've done in these mortal bodies is very important. So I said you can't be slothful, you can't be lazy. You know, even though, you know, you're suffering. I'm a prime example. But still, you got to bring forth what it is the Most High say you got to bring forth. Some work, you got to have works. When the books is open, what works did you do? What did you do? And I feel I ain't never done enough. You can't feel you done enough. Or you already got your seat in the kingdom. What's my circumcised new name? You should know that. You already got your seat in the kingdom. You're already there. Because you got that mindset. Remember? Remember all that you were taught, all the feel good of the glory of the kingdom and all the abominations you were doing and not knowing them? I mean, abominations are thoughts. When Moses said, he even know our thoughts. So do you realize you could sin in thinking the wrong way? Do you realize that? You could sin thinking the wrong way. Having the wrong thoughts. And then if you think wrong, you're going to speak wrong, then you're going to act wrong. In conception. Daniel 7 and 9. Daniel 7 and 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down. It's the end of the world, y'all. The world that we see now. And the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow. It's the Most High. This is in telephony. This is something that the Most High revealing to us, because you understand. If you don't understand, you better understand now, because when you go to St. John 4:24, Most High is a spirit. And they that worship him must worship him how? In spirit and in truth. You see? So the Most High is a spirit. So he gives us a vision of he himself in a form that we can relate to because of our carnal mindset. As a people, this ain't something that just began. That's why we can go to 1 Corinthians, the 1st chapter, the 22nd verse. It says, for the Jews require a sign. That's all I want. The Jews require a sign. So here goes a sign for you right here. Remember, God, I just say that because you got to understand what Mashiach said. That's why he told us in St. John 1:18, no man has seen the Most High at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. You see? Mashiach in the bosom of the Father hath declared him. So here we in Daniel 8 and 9, so you reading it verbatim with a calm mind. You say, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. So we see that he had a white garment on, and the hair of his head like the pure wool, pure nappy hair. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. So he's seeing this. he's seeing, but it's a vision. Look at verse 2. Daniel 7:2. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night. It's a vision. The Most High speak to us through visions, dreams, and visions. Job 33 and 14. For the Most High speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, as we see, Daniel's having this vision. At night, as he said, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. See? So, when we look at see, we have to realize what the scripture says, and the only way we're going to understand is through understanding the spiritual and not carnally. Or else we're not going to see this. Look at Ezekiel, the first chapter, giving you an example of the appearance of the Most High here. Verse 27. And I saw as the color of amber, as the appearance of fire round about within it, from the appearance of his loins even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and it had brightness round about. So he's seeing fire from his loins down, fire from his loins up. And when you look at verse 26, it says, at the last one says, as the appearance of a man above, upon it, upon his throne. And it says, verse 28, as the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud, the rainbow that you see in the cloud, to remind the Most High that he's not going to flood the earth anymore, but he's going to brighten it up, certain parts of the earth, in the day of rain. This cloud, this rainbow that you see in the sky in the day of rain. So was the appearance of the brightness round about. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Most High. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake. See? That's telepathy, showing, giving you something to let you recognize something that's close to you in Daniel 7 and 9. That he's seeing the Most High with a garment, a white garment on, and hair of wool, like a Mashak Yoshai, hair of wool, so we can relate. See what it says in the last part? It says, his throne was like the fiery flame. Fire. It's not fire. We just read Ezekiel say, fire from his loins up, fire from his loins down. It's not like us. It is wheels that's burning fire. It's wheels that's burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. We just read in Revelations. The books were open. Oh yeah. Look at Daniel's 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, Michael, the archangel of war, and there shall be a time of trouble. Shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. At that time thy people, which are the 12 tribes of Israel, shall be delivered. It says delivered here in the Old Testament, but it means to be saved. Every one that shall be found written in the book. Every one that shall be found written in the book. What book is that? Go to Revelations, I believe it's 20 and 15. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Straight up. We'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So that's what we're working for. So our names will be written in the book of life. And we can see that great kingdom that the Most High prepared for us. It's already prepared. It's already made ready. It's waiting on us. So with that, I'm going to close this session. And if there are any questions, we can deal with that, comments.